Okay, so I was talking to a nurse. Comes round here, and we have a mutual agreement on my mental state. So he accepts that I'm not in need of, psychiatric care or whatever bullshit I've just been through. Now, basically, I'll say to people with schizophrenia, I have no idea what that means. That is what supposedly I have. Okay, so I sit here quietly watching TV. I don't talk to myself or whatever. I'm talking to a camera at the moment. Where there's no comparison. So anyway, apparently schizophrenia is this. It's two things: positive and negative reaction or something like that. Right, positive. There seems to be a lot more of this. Hallucinations. Now I don't know what this says. I think it says stories. Seeing, feeling, ideas of reference, delusions, belief systems. Now this is the one that really gets me. This is somebody that's been trained to explain this to fucking Neanderthals, right? So, thoughts put into being controlled. Okay, so they control you by medicating you because you believe that your thoughts are, I'm being controlled. The devil made me do it. God made me do it. The toaster made me do it. I even met a bloke who thought that the TV was talking to him through Kevin the Carrot, right? Great guy. I love the bloke, but there's some wild thoughts out there. Anyway, thoughts put into being controlled. So they control you by giving you the medication and locking you up and stopping you from having things like necessities like marijuana, cocaine, and alcohol, and companionship. So yeah. So anyway, the negative side of it. This is what. What the hell does that say, Sam? Mathematician. What? Material? No. I don't know. He's not even a doctor. He's a nurse. He should be able to write. Energy and apathy, I think that says. Right. So basically, they say in the diagnosis that you believe in certain things and all this, but the whole world revolves around the belief system of whether it be heaven and hell, good and bad, yin and yang. I can't think. Chi. No, there isn't an opposite to chi. What's the opposite to chi? Anyway, the point is that everybody has a belief system. As long as I'm not putting knives in people's stomachs and I'm not slitting my own wrists and I'm not, assaulting people like that fucking manager this morning and causing a riot in public, right? Then you can believe what the fuck you want. What God who on earth, who on God's green earth gives the right to take away my belief system, whether it be whatever religious text or whatever that I believe in. And I didn't even think I believed in much. So, they're telling me this and that because of the stories I tell them. They're true stories. I don't make them up. They're the same. They're consistent. So that's what's wrong with this country. I thought I'd take a break from making videos about a car that I'm still not getting on the road. But that one I saw today, I can't stop thinking about how the paintwork's going to just need touching up a little bit in places and all the little details that I've got to deal with and what decals I want to put on it. I wanna get a better sign. I'm looking at this sign, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to get a better one. It's not in line there. It's not a very good job of there's much more space there than that one. So unfortunately, it's a bit big for the doors, but it's perfect for the bonnet, I think. So I'm going to get some smaller ones to the sides. This is a 20 inch. So when I go to see Sam at Voodoo Signs, Voodoo Signs in Bristol, I made contact with him just before I got out of incarceration, and yeah, I haven't spoken to him since. So I'm going to make a request that we can hook up soon enough, because he's got the materials for the decals that I want to do for the stripes. So they're really nice stripe materials. It's going to be a one-off, unique stripe material, which I just happened to find it on the back of their website. Just going through what they did, looking at their services. I was in the area, so I was looking for a business that can handle the work, and I just found this material that they use to do. I guess it's like wrap. They wrap furniture and stuff like that. Not cars as such, but I'm sure they could wrap it in that. But I don't want to wrap it. I want to keep the paintwork. If I was going to wrap it, I can't polish it. I can't do the things I want to do with it. So it just becomes a car. It's not a hobby. It's not a love or desire to look after the bloody aging beauty that it is. So, if you get a car like I got, which had something over the paintwork, it just took away the whole. It was like I've got to go and buy another car, but fortunately this one broke, and I never really got any enjoyment out of it. I just spent £1,000 on it. Drove it for 200 miles. The grace of God, got back to home, 10 minutes away from my house. Parked up. Went in my mate's house. Left again. Went to the shop. Came back. And as I came back, I parked up exactly the same way, and the thing just fell apart. And I'd done a 200 mile, 70 to 90 mile an hour test drive. It fucking, like I say, grace of God, I was saved. I didn't die. It never occurred to me how dangerous it was until the car fell apart. The wheels literally came off. So that car is now going to be a donor car, because I need the parts for the white one, but I also I've got to replace them on that one once I've got this one running. So hopefully the black one, let's call it, if I do buy it, if I do manage to do a deal with it, even if he holds it for another month, I'm sure he's not going to mind, because he hasn't got rid of it in months. But I want to buy it, so I'm thinking of going back quicker than later, rather than later. So, yeah, I want to buy this car and have it running back on the road, so that I can actually do the work that I want to do with the subject car that I've got. It's a perfect subject car, but I've got to put up with the fact that it's cheap. It's going to have problems. They'll get it running, but it only runs for 10 minutes to get it up the road, and then that's their job done. If it doesn't run after that, they just leave me on the side of the road. So Of course, I've now discovered from my insurance company that they don't want to insure me. I don't know why, but they don't want to insure me. So I've now got to find another insurance policy. But that's good because I can do a multi-policy and do all the cars together on the house, on the household, and then yeah, it's a lot simpler if it's all on one policy. Because when you change it over, you got to pay. So I'm constantly swapping over the insurances and stuff like that to keep them moving. But I think they caught up on the fact that I've done it a couple of times, and they thought I was some kind of trader. So I think I think you're allowed to sell. I think you're allowed to sell 5 cars in a year per household for the government's legislation, if you will, the rules. Before you have to register as a trader. Now, don't quote me on that number. I think it's 5. I'm not sure, but you're only allowed to sell so many in your house per person or per household for the purposes of making money, profit, because it's tax free, obviously, other than the road tax, and yeah, you if you do it 5 times or whatever number it is, you've got to register as a trader, as a private trader, and then you can get some trade plates and everything. So that's probably what I have to do, just because that's the way the rules are. You know, they push you into a corner. They make you do what they want you to do, and that's what the control fit system thing that I was just talking about makes me chuckle, because they're the ones with the control, and they want you to believe what they want you to believe. I never said I believed in anything. I just said that this happened, that happened. And what did they do? They come to some conclusion in their own head that they knew better than the fact that I was telling them a true story. You know, I mean, I don't need to lie to people. The truth is funny enough as it is. Yeah, the truth is funny enough, but yeah, like I said to the police, you know, when that bloke hit me in the face, my friend, I generally, well, I don't all the time, but yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Yeah, my life's an open book. My life's an open book. That's what I was saying to the copper. My life's an open book. I don't give a fuck that they know that I might go down and have a drink in town, or I might have a pint and you know, maybe go for a joint or something. I don't care. I've got no intention of being put behind bars for doing something so fucking horrendous that you need to be put behind bars. So just let me be. Let me be free. Yeah. You know? When I was inside, I had a saying, Palapero, don't send them home. That's what that saying means. It's it's a motto. It's a motto that all doctors in the psychiatric sector should adhere to. They should adhere to it. They should say, okay, we'll try you on this injection of paliperidone. If you don't know what it is, then you can work it out for yourself. But they could put you on this and send you back home to society without the horrendous 2 month, 3 month stint of pills, medication, pills in a cup and all that bullshit, you know? And like I tell them, I don't take pills out of a cup. So they had no place to go with their diagnosis other than the original diagnosis, which was basically based on a true story. So, yeah, who's got the control? So I met somebody recently, and that person changed my life. They completely just tore all of the pain and anguish that I was having at the time apart and brought a light to the tunnel. And people took advantage of that person. They stole, raped, pillaged, whatever you want to call it, right? But people who done that didn't realise what that person meant to me as a friend, as a person, as a companion, as a partner in crime, whatever. And yeah, she got taken advantage of. And that person means the world. It means the world to me. So one day I'm going to find those people. I'm not going to harm them. I'm not threatening them on fucking camera. What I'm saying is, one day I'm going to find those people. I'm going to see in their eyes how embarrassed they are to be looking at me again when they tried to run away and disappear the minute I came on the scene with this person's life. So think on taking advantage of people when they're vulnerable. It's not on. You ain't going to any good place after you die if you do that sort of thing.
My suggestion is to wash the cloths before you use them. A bit like towels. Yeah, just to get rid of the residue. Or of the large cloths. Yes, and again.
It's 10 past, 20 past, 12, and all that's on is shopping TV. Yeah, shopping TV. They do have some good stuff on there, and when you're up at the hours that I'm up, you do get to see a lot of good gadgets. But you'd think there'd be a lot more on TV, wouldn't there? You'd think that somebody would actually program some good stuff at night time, because everybody's, they think everyone's asleep, but that's not the case. Half the world is still awake. If you had 24-hour businesses, you'd have less unemployed people. Businesses would be open. You'd be able to go out. You wouldn't have to. I don't know. Let's say you wanted a can of beer. At 3 o'clock in the morning, instead of having to go to a bloody garage and stand outside the window, shouting through glass, maybe you would be able to just walk into a shop, and they'd have security on for night staff, and everybody wouldn't be so judgmental that everybody awake at 3 o'clock in the morning is a bloody thief. That's what they think. So they make you hide behind glass when you work there in case you get hurt. But why can't you just have a security guard on who's in contact with the local plod? Because if you've got 24-hour businesses, everything can run on 3-hour shift, three shifts a day. I think that's how the nurses do it in hospital. So why waste your time working 9 to 5 when nobody really wants to work those hours? I used to have a job and I used to go for my haircut and things like that, and people used to complain, and I said, well, if I want to go for a haircut when I'm out in a van all day long, I've got no way of getting my haircut because I'm working all the time. Unfortunately, like they say, it grows during work hours, so you've got to cut it through work hours. You can't all go on a Saturday to the barbers because you just won't get served. So you have to spread it out throughout the week, to have the opportunity to get it done. Hence why I've got long hair, because I couldn't be bothered to keep getting my hair cut. It's not because I like long hair, it's because I couldn't be bothered to go and get a haircut. So the bloke cut it so that it would grow like this, right? And I like it the way it is. I like it. So, yeah, I was never a fan of long hair or anything like that. Barber said to me, how often do you get your haircut? I said, could be 6 weeks to 3 months. That's how often, how regular I would probably go. And he said, oh, so you like growing it? I said, yeah, and he cut it so that it grows long and the way it does. I don't know what he did, but he made it like this. And he did it when it was really short. When he cut it, he actually did it with clippers, so it had some kind of extra length in the back or something. I don't know. I can't remember what he was saying to me, but yeah. I actually have long hair for that reason, but it's like shaving. It's like shaving. I've shaved for so long, and I've grown my beard for so long that I prefer the beard. I don't know why. I just prefer the beard because I like to play with it. Needs a little bit of a trim up, but yeah, much better to have a beard. Men grow beards, boys shave.